You know, if I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over I mean, just like throwing food around, but they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day. I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is gonna change to we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, you know, give me all the food, breaking out the door. And after a year, then you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, you know, with civil rights movement. We was asking, you know. Now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're gonna do? Ask?
Hey everybody, welcome to I Got You Sis Chronicles. It's your girl Bianca. Welcome and welcome back. So this week I have a very special guest, one of my accountability partners, Ashley.
Hello.
Say what's up to everybody.
How are you guys? Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's so great to have you. It's been a long time coming. So y'all, we have been dealing with a lot. So last week we talked about the movement. We talked about Black Lives Matters, and we talked about privilege and the things that we're going to continue to deal with. And the most important thing that I would like to repeat is to remember who you are and whose you are when dealing with those fools in these streets. Okay? So just don't forget that. This week we're talking about something a little different than that, because we got to keep it real, because even though we have this movement going on, we're still going through our very personal lives. Okay? That's what we got to do. Black people, we got to multitask when it comes to the adversities that we deal with, right?
That's for sure.
So this week we're going to talk about the working woman. And we're going to talk about the working woman that has the working man that may not work like she works because they are small time trappers, aka corner boys, aka dime baggies. Okay, so let me define what I'm saying. What I am saying is, you have a man who says that he's slinging that work, and his work can fit on a small dining room table, okay? That work is providing lunch money for the kids to go to school and eat. It's not filling up the refrigerator.
Wow.
That work is getting you half a tank of gas. It is not getting you gas for 6 months.
That's all too common.
So with that being said, we're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to talk about how that makes a woman feel, and what are some things that a woman needs to see from a man to be able to feel supported and things of that nature, okay? So that's where we're going to go with that. What you think about that? You can go with me?
I'm going. You scared me, but I'm with you. I'm with you. That's very interesting.
Okay. Y'all know I got my Moscato. Woo.
I actually really love this. Like, this is so...
You like it?
First of all, what's in it is amazing. Let's start there, but this is really cute also.
Oh, you love the glasses? My glass has class. So that's where we got these glasses from. This is the second and third one that I told you guys I would be bringing to you soon for you to be able to see. She is on Facebook.
I'm actually glad that we have this wine moment, because this allows me to keep it real. And this is a keep it real topic.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, you got to have a little bubbly to keep it easy. So, I'm going to be honest. You know, I've dated my share of work slingers. You know, I have. In the past, I did. I didn't marry any of them, and I didn't have children with them. So, that's something that I can't necessarily compare with people on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I have dealt with it, and I had small time, and I had, you know, official. The official felt a little different than the small time, though. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The small time probably had a part-time job at a sports store or something. You know what I'm saying? To supplement. Small time is only making enough to re-up. That's it.
Right.
So it's not going anywhere.
They have such confidence, though. They have such confidence that they're on their way.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be frank about this. The reason why I feel like they have that much confidence is usually when you got them Negroes like that, they got that good. You know what I'm saying? That stuff that I talked about before that have you somewhere else in your head.
Okay, so let's just take a time out, okay? Because speaking of the devil,
What happened?
speaking of the devil, so it's interesting that you said that actually, because I do know there are these gentlemen, and you definitely mentioned this, and it's going to be continuously mentioned because it's a thing. It's a thing that men who typically don't have the most amazing work ethic or the most amazing amount of stability, they have the most amazing experience. So, I mean, that's how they pay their way.
Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
The article said Russell called the man 8 times, but he didn't pick up, according to police. She allegedly texted the man, I see you want to die, and you wasted my money to come out here before the blaze was extinguished. What kind of fornication are y'all having nowadays? Y'all are having felony fornication out here in the world? You calling for a booty call and you don't get it, so now you got to call the fire department? She was big mad. Now she's in hot water. That's some heavy sex that y'all having. That it's worth going to the penitentiary.
Hey, you got to pay somewhere.
So do you think that's why a woman can go to work and come home and feel okay because she's being taken care of?
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes. And there was something, I don't know if you ever watched like Kev on Stage. He said some really funny things, but he was talking about like sexual experiences will literally mask problems. And it's like really, really the truth. And we were talking about that before in like previous episodes you had about being completely just washed. Like you just
check out the For the D episode.
Absolutely. Like you literally just, your common sense has evaded. It's gone.
It goes. I think though, another thing that I feel like we get used to is that whether they're small time or big time, they will get your nails done.
Right.
They'll get your hair done. They like to show off as much as they can. So you get that high from being like, yeah, girl, my man spoils me, blah, blah, blah. Even though you the one that's paying all the bills.
Right.
But they paying for the extras so it can look like they hold it down.
Oh, they got game too.
Yes, they are manipulative. But see, if they put as much energy as they put into keeping that strong woman that's doing her thug thizzle as they do into their job.
Right.
Come on now.
Entrepreneur skills off the chain. Got it.
So I think that overall, it depends on as a woman, what do you feel?
Let me say this. I've definitely dibbled and dabbled in the why you not getting up moments. as well as a lot of friends and family who are involved in it. And it's unfortunate because you see, especially when it's your family or close friends, you see so much potential in them and so much potential in what they need in a mate. So you typically for yourself, you're hurt for them, of course, but you can't tell the woman about her man. So you just kind of stuck in this rock and hard place. I can't tell her because then she'll be mad at me.
Right.
Or I'm hating somehow, because that's the thing. But honestly, I can't say too much because I've definitely been that girl. I've definitely been that girl.
But we live and we learn. This ain't no judgments on what I got you.
She won't do it no more.
You know what I'm saying? We talk about our problems.
Right.
We played the fool and been the fool and taught the fool, and we evolve. So it is what it is. Like I said, I have been there. Right. I have been there with the man who had 2-3 part-time jobs. You know what I'm saying? And as a young girl, you're like, oh, okay, he working. But when you get older, you realize
what's he working on?
Yes, that 2-3 part-time jobs don't come with benefits. We need those.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have kids with this person, it's like we need those.
Okay, so for the corner boy, and we were kind of dibbling it in a little bit earlier, but the guy who gets into this lifestyle, he typically gets in this lifestyle to support his habit.
Hell, bud, and you smoke it. Oh no.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's like, oh, I smoke or I use whatever it is. So I'll have it. I'll keep it stashed, but I'll only get rid of it enough to get that stash
to
again.
get it right back.
But you're never like elevating. You're never growing. At the end of the day, no matter what business you do, it's a business, and the whole purpose is to grow. So if you're not moving, you're so stagnant in whatever you're doing, maybe that's not the job for you. But men only do what we let them. So ultimately,
you get what you allow.
Ultimately, she don't get tired until she stops getting paid off. Realistically speaking.
Okay, but do you say that? But do you say that that is a confidence and like a self-esteem thing? Like, does that go back to the value of yourself and what you allow? Like, does that go back to that?
Absolutely. It's so easy to kind of lose your self-worth. It's really easy to get wrapped up inside of, I guess it's a facade. Because you get gamed up so easily, and you know they know how to smooth talk us.
Yeah.
They know just what to say. And sometimes it's so scary to have that moment with someone when they're like, what is it you like in a man? Because subconsciously they will become those things to get you. So we kind of set ourselves up. We kind of set ourselves up to get played in a sense. I hate to say that, because all men are like that. Shout out to my kings out there.
Yes.
Not all of you, but I say yes. But yes, it's kind of scary, to be honest. But it definitely is a confidence thing. Because a lot of times when she leaves, it's hard for her to leave that situation. It takes something so drastic for her to leave.
Right.
Like, which is very unfortunate because we lose in the end. But
so I'm thinking about this because, when you out there slinging and stuff like that, and you dealing with fiends in the J's, depending on where you from, what you say. But when you dealing with those people, they'll give you different things. Sometimes they don't have the money for what they trying to get from you, so they'll give you different things. So, sis, some of your gifts are actually from crackheads that stole from their sister, brother, cousin, whoever. Now, if you don't care, that's fine. I'm not judging you, honey, but I just want you to know that sometimes those things still had the tags on it, still had the security things on it. You got to cut stuff off. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel good about drinking it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. My first MAC lipstick was from probably a crackhead, but
man, you should have been bobbing and weaving. Look at you. Get up! Yes, you ain't. Gemini, take these rules. Big foot mama. And you can have your knife, because I don't kill.
just thinking through those things. But as a woman, the other piece of things that I was thinking about is the long term.
yeah, like where do we go from here?
Yeah, the long term goals and really being able to say where we're moving to.
Right.
A lot of times we get with these men and they don't even want to marry us because they're comfortable. And it's like, yeah, you want to build on things and you want to have a future, and you have somebody who's settling with their job, so it's like they're going to settle and say, oh, it's just a piece of paper. Like, that makes sense for that person. If that person doesn't have any real goals and for themselves for the future, why do they see a future with you? Now, the other thing, too, I call this the Tupac syndrome.
Oh, Lord. Teach me something, honey.
Okay. So the Tupac syndrome is us as a black community, right? Tupac was thug. Okay? He was thug life, right? But he was also an intellectual.
Absolutely.
Right?
That made him even more attractive.
So it was like you had both sides. You had this, you had this hood man, you know what I'm saying, with a little swag to him. He could hold like a real conversation with you, talk about the arts and talk about, activism and talk about whatever. Like, it was a very diverse topic. And I feel like from that is where we as women began to idolize men who had that street about them,
Right.
and want that other side of it too. Want both.
I think we kind of need that balance, to be honest. Definitely, street code takes strength. I will say that. It takes a strong person to survive the streets. It takes a strong person to basically live almost in danger daily and survive it and somehow try to overcome so many things. And there are people who are very successful with the trap life.
Yeah.
And they kind of move forward with it. But to be honest, I think I might be the best kind of person.
Right, but the problem is we got a whole lot of Negroes pretending to be intellectuals.
Half woke.
Yeah, they half woke. They Facebook woke. They Snapchat woke. But they're not woke.
Right.
They don't know what their credit score is.
They don't know what a credit. They don't know what the difference between credit card and debit card is. That can be a problem.
You know, so financial education, you know, owning versus renting and leasing, and
Right.
you know, like growth, development, like really being educated in things, really taking the time. I think the smartest people that I know did not go to college.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Those the
That's real.
people who really like took life into their own hands and experienced things and was developed by life itself, and read and, you know, different novels and studied, you know, Malcolm X, James Baldwin, Marcus Garvey, like who really studied to understand these things. Those are some of the smartest men I know.
But think about what the streets prepare you for.
This is true.
It prepares you for financial stability.
Mhm.
It prepares you for negotiation.
True.
It prepares you for living on your own.
Mhm.
It prepares you for knowing who to trust,
Yeah.
learning how to speak, choosing your friends, choosing your partners, and that could be your trap partners, whatever it may be. Like
Right.
the streets prepares you, which may sound weird in a sense to some
It does
people who are
though.
from
It
the
does.
street- from the
This
streets,
is true
but-
though, but it does. It really it does, and we always talk about it. We're like, you know, take what you know from there to the boardroom.
It
I mean,
applies, for
I'm
sure.
not the biggest Jay-Z fan, but
Amen.
you know what I'm saying? From Marcy Projects to the NFL board. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
come on now, like. From slinging that white to, you know, pushing that paper, okay? You know, like, that is like one of the greatest examples of being able to utilize those things that you know. Surround yourself by experts.
Right.
You know, any powerful man that I've met in, whether, you know, it was with when I worked in retail and stuff like that, they were not the smartest person in the room. They
Right.
surrounded themselves
And
with
that's how
those
it should
people,
be.
and those people made them that much better.
People need a challenge to grow, and that's the thing, whether it's like a business relationship or even a personal relationship. People for some reason choose to be unhappy and comfortable, then step out of that zone and be uncomfortable and happy.
Yeah.
Because familiarity is like a comfort for people. We have to be able to have discomfort. I mean, we're humans, we grow from discomfort. That's that moment. I mean, I hate to say it, but you get a whooping and then you learn from that moment.
Right. No, that's
Discomfort teaches you things. So I think people try to avoid discomfort by any means. And as a Black person, with what we go through daily, we do try not to get any extra discomfort because we already experience it.
right.
So it's that fear of, oh, one more day of feeling this or one more day of feeling that. We try to skate as smooth as possible through like the life we can control, because life when we walk outside,
That's
we
what we know.
cannot control. So yeah.
So from that, I mean, would you consider the lifetime corner boy, okay, the small time trapper? Would you consider them the equivalent to a baby boy? And I won't say like a mama's boy, but what I mean by that is the equivalent to someone who is stagnant, who does not want to grow, does not want to step out there because he was afraid.
Absolutely. I think they definitely are one and the same. And to piggyback on Mama's Boy, that is such a hindrance for our men.
Yeah.
It's such a hindrance. But yeah, it definitely is the same thing. No, I would not accept it. You can see ambition in a person, to be honest. You can see that through one conversation, based on how they're speaking, where they want to go, what they want to do. Lifetime corner boy, absolutely not. What happens now?
Right.
I myself, and you yourself, very ambitious people. You're never satisfied with this. You get one accomplishment, and then at times you don't get to celebrate your win because you're like, okay, I did it, yay, but okay, I gotta do this now. So
Yeah.
to be honest, I kind of need someone to match that energy. Because
Right.
I can't run by myself if I
Yeah.
have a lifetime partner. I'm gonna leave you behind.
Well, and then think about the conversations when you get home. If you out here hustling and you doing you doing what you can, whether you're working a 9 to 5, being an entrepreneur, maybe you're doing both because you can't afford to, try to focus on that one thing because your entrepreneurship has not, gone where you need it to go just yet. But the conversations when you get home. If you don't have a man that is ambitious like you, then they're not going to understand that hustle.
Right.
And they might even discourage your hustle because they don't
Right.
understand it. The second that stuff gets tough, you feel any type of adversity, they're telling you, oh, you don't need that. No, I do need that, Negro. We got to pay the bills.
You were mentioning when you come home, you can't have those intellectual conversations and you can be discouraged at times. We're going to piggyback on to the home life of that situation. How do you feel about letting your lifetime trapper leave its supplies where you and your family sleeps?
Oh no, you're not about to trap out my house, okay? Anytime I did involve myself with, I'm about to tell on myself. Okay, I did make some mistakes, ladies. I just thought about it, okay? I just remember when I was about to say that. So I'm gonna raise my hand and say that I have allowed some of my things to be trapped out. But now that I am a homeowner and a mother, you're not trapping out my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not about to make me lose mine, okay? And then let's think about this, being dead ass about this. If you are in like government housing, if you're like in Section 8 or something like that, and you let this Negro trap out your stuff and you lose your benefits, what are you gonna do?
Right.
He don't have no place to sleep.
Right. Clearly.
What are you gonna do? Like, no, he needs to trap out somebody else's house, okay? He probably got a homeboy that, you know, maybe doing a little bit better than him. I don't know. But the trap needs to be away from the house. The trap can't be your house.
Right. So, in that moment, which can be sacrificing your safety, does he love you? Or what does that mean to him?
You know, I just watched the episode of For My Man yesterday because during the day that's all they be on TV. But you know, and literally she was killed because of him doing that. You know, and she wasn't comfortable with him doing it, but she knew that it was helping to supplement her income.
Right.
And he was having a hard time finding a job because he was in and out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she let him do that, and he ended up she ended up getting killed during a drug deal gone wrong.
So ultimately, you're okay with the consequence of love being death. That's a whole other episode right there.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta decide for yourself. But what I say is, if you're an ambitious woman, if you got some hustle about yourself, do not let a man tear you down. I don't care if he is baby daddy number 3 or 4. It's the men out there that will get with a woman that got 7, 8 kids and 9 baby daddies. And hold it down. They are out there. But you have to allow yourself to be available for that. Don't be dragged down by this Negro that's not going to do nothing. If you want to be a homeowner, if you want to be a business owner, if you want to be anything, don't let your secretary drag you down. Woo, that's what he is. All right, y'all, that's all we have today. Thank you so much for watching I Got You Sis Chronicles. Make sure you hit that like button, that share button, and that subscribe button, and the bell for the notifications so you don't miss another episode of I Got You Sis Chronicles.
Awesome. Don't forget to comment down below.
Yes, honey, comment. Let us know what you thinking. Sounds off. All right, bye, y'all. And again, my glass has class. See ya.